Okay, this is Moveeasy101 Lesson 1, a special online event. We're going to be about an hour. I'm Via Anderson, and I'm the founder of Intelligent Movement Forever and on the Moveeasy system of healthy movement. So, and I actually have an online 90-day online course, and this is a sneak peek or a preview of lesson 1 or a typical lesson 1 on that course. I'm going to go ahead and let me say that you can put questions in the chat box, and I'll try to answer them. I probably won't have time to answer them at the lesson today, but I'll answer them in an email to everybody. I'll send all the answers out. So if you have any questions, but in the meantime, we're going to actually start the class with some opening breath work. So just find a comfortable place on your back, on the floor. And just know that if you get a chance, if you have a home practice of any sort, including a Moveeasy home practice, starting with paying attention to your breath is a good way to tell your body that it's time to slow down. And then the slowdown, the effect of slowing down, it has a lot of benefits, but one of the things is that it allows you to pay attention more to your movement. So just watch your breath. We're not going to ask you to do a special breath today, just a native breath. In and out, just breathing in and out. Watching it. It may change, but you're not going to try to change it. You can try to notice whether your breath is long or short or shallow or deep. Notice if it changes. Is there a particular place that you're holding tension? Maybe you can breathe into that place to allow a little more release of tension. And while you're here, before we move on, set an intention for your practice. My suggestion for an intention is, I am a student of my body. But if you're working on something else and you want to have that for your intention, let that be your intention. Or do both. And take a couple more breaths here. And then we're going to stop the opening breath work, and we're going to move right into the first learning triplet. I teach in triplets, sets of 3. We're going to do 3 moves that are on the floor, supine. It's our first triplet. And I teach in triplets because I find that it's a way to help people remember the movements and create their own practice at home. So the first of the 3 triplets is a bent knee leg lift. Your knees are bent, your feet are on the floor and parallel. Oh, I need a model. I need a model. Fred, would you be willing to be a model?
Okay.
Okay, I hate to tell you this, you guys this, but go ahead and take the time to make pin Fred's video onto the screen so that you can see him if you need to. So there's going to be me telling you how to move and Fred showing you how to move under my direction, as a matter of fact, in the video. So I've pinned it. Now I think I have to stop the share to get the pin. Okay. So there we are.
Can you see me all right?
Yes.
Excellent.
Go ahead and look at yourself and make, you're going to be bending your knees and bringing them forward. So can you make your screen so we can see your knees when they're bent? Otherwise, perfect. So Fred's in a supine position with his knees bent, his feet on the floor and parallel. And we're going to start with his left leg so that we'll see that one. And it's just this is a bent knee leg lift. You're going to lie here for a minute, take a couple breaths just to notice where you are. Oh, hi, John.
Hey, Bia, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you.
I just went down to the studio thinking the class was there.
Oh, oh, good job.
Yeah.
And now you're back and you're somewhere with your computer.
Yeah, in my room.
Okay.
Go down to the bottom left, John, and look at the video to click your video on, if you want to.
Bottom left. There we go.
You'll see
Got
video settings. There you go.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay, you're just in time. We just finished, well, you missed the opening breath work, but we're doing a triplet of 3 supine movements. Fred is demonstrating. So find yourself a place on the floor, and then Fred's going to just take his knee, his left bent knee, and move it towards his face. And then bring it back. And he's going to do this again. This time, try to make it keep it at 90 degrees. So the knee comes up to 90 degrees there. It's more like that. Not quite so far forward either, Fred. It's not a bad move to come forward, but in terms of efficiency, what we're trying to do here, which is create really nice flexion, pure flexion in the hip, at the hip. You don't need to go any farther than a 90, right there, and then come on down, back. So do this movement several times. Try to isolate it so that you're not moving anything else. Just knowing that if you notice something else is moving, if the other leg is moving to support the movement here, or your rib cage is moving, your pelvis is moving, that's just information that you're compensating. So in Moveeasy101, we try to teach pure movement, thinking of the hip bone, the head of the hip bone as moving, it's an flexion, moving towards the front of the pelvis. So if you're in a home practice, you want to do this 3, 6, or 9 times, always listening to your body, not too much. If you have, Betsy, I understand you have some maybe chronic fatigue or something. Are you there, Betsy? Hello? Maybe she went out. Anyway, you need to listen to your own body and stop when you need to. So, and make it slow and deliberate and aware. So watching and imagining what's happening at the hip joint. That's where the movement is. Fred has his fingers on his ASIS. That kind of helps him to figure this out. The hip flexor is the muscle that's doing the moving here. You don't have to know that though. You just think of that bone, the hip bone moving in the socket.
I had to put this under my back long.
Yes, go ahead and put that under your waist. And switch sides.
How many times are we supposed to do the movement?
Well, that's what I was just saying. 3, 6, 9. Do it. It's really important to do it slow. So 3 or 6 probably today in this class. The slow is important because what we know now about how the brain learns to move well, a new skill, how to move well and purely, the way it learns is if we slow it way down. Otherwise, if you're going too fast, the brain doesn't catch the new pattern.
And do you hold it when it's
Up.
in the up position?
You might pause for for a split second, but this isn't a holding.
Okay.
And if you're meeting pain, this is a rule for all of your movements today. If you're meeting any pain or tension, then you make the movement smaller or you stop. And just finish up that set. I hope Betsy comes back. And I think we lost, oh no, I guess Leslie's here.
I'm here,
lost.
Mom. I'm here.
Okay, all right. So the next thing we're gonna do, the second of the triplet, is a bent knee side drop. So this is not a hip flexion. So you don't wanna use the hip flexor, which is right at the groin, that muscle right at the groin, at the bend. You don't wanna use that. Fred's gonna take his knee out to the left, his left knee out to the left, and then bring it back. And out to the left again, and bring it back. Now, what you're gonna wanna try to notice here is if you involve other body parts in your movement. Often, you're lifting the pelvis on the right side to get the knee to drop out farther, basically. But we don't want a movement that is engaging other body parts. We want something that's pure. The head of the thigh bone, the femur, is moving purely in the hip socket and it's rotating out to the outside. If you start to feel like you're using your hip flexor on the left, then you've gone too far. You're going to make the movements shorter, smaller. And try to keep the right side of the hip stable while the left side, the left thigh bone moves in the left hip socket. So this is all about moving with awareness, with breath, and also with a pure movement or an isolated movement. Whenever you're ready, you can switch to the other side. And just start to notice what?
Hi, Via.
Yes.
I forgot the number. I cannot get connected.
You're here.
I'm here.
You are. You're connected.
Parvin, did you go from our email?
Yeah, I did.
No, you are connected. Parvin, we have a picture here. All you have to do is find your video. Let's take a few minutes. Go ahead and let's pause. Go ahead and pause. If you extend your legs or bend your knees and hug your knees and rock to side to side. And I'm going to try to get Parvin up. And then I think there's another person here with a number who's phoning in. Is that you, Karen?
I have
Parvin, Mom.
Oh.
I have to put the number to be connected. 765?
No. I want you to try to come back in, Parvin, on Zoom.
Okay.
But go to Zoom, choose join a meeting, and choose this number, this meeting ID, 639.
639.
Email that she sent?
Yeah,
Well,
63. What else?
639 277 724.
Okay.
Now, who's the person with the 818 number up on? Oh, that's
Yeah,
I got
Parvin. You're with us twice, so figure that out, and we're going to go on to the rest of this triplet. Everyone needs to stay supine,
Mom,
and we're going to do what I call technical snow angels. It's a great movement for posture, but you need to have enough space out to the side to have your arms out in a T to start. And then they're going to have to go overhead too. So be sure you have enough space to make a big sweep with your arms out to either side. And so the first thing Fred's going to do is put his arms out to the side in a T, palms up. And the technical part of this is, and I would prefer bent knees, but you have an option to be up. And Fred, if you have your props, you could put a ball and a brick there to stabilize your knees. Or if bending your knees if that creates some issues for your lower back, you could put a towel or a mobility strip under your back. But so Fred's figured out some ways. Fred's actually the most famous person in this virtual classroom. He's the one who did the testimonial that's on the promotions for the course and for the class. So anyway, he knows how to do this, and he's stabilizing his knees and his feet with a brick and a ball. Now, from here, his arms are out straight, and he's going to just bring his arms down towards the hips. It's a hover, so the arms are slightly lifted off the floor, and then once he gets down here, he's going to turn his thumb toward the floor and his pinky fingers toward the ceiling, and then sweep his arms up, all the way up to his ears if he can do it. Some people are not going to be able to go all the way up. You have a stopping point here somewhere. And then once you get there, by the time you get there, your palms are facing each other. Now you change the direction of your palms to the ceiling, and then you sweep the other direction, palms up to ceiling. Yes, no, yes, there, no, not quite there. There, it's more like that. Come on down now. So this is external rotation, and then a little bit more external rotation on the upsweep. So you're externally rotating your arms. It's great for the scapula. You should feel the movement in the scapula. And there she is. Hi, Parvin.
Hi. Are you standing up? I didn't hear that.
No, please pin Fred to the video so you can see what he's doing.
Okay,
Yeah?
I did.
So as he comes up, you know this one. His thumbs are gonna go down, and by the time he gets his arms up to his ears, this is an overhead arms movement that a lot of us lose as we get older. Betsy, how are you doing on this? Are you here?
Oh, got it. Okay.
Betsy? I don't think Betsy's here.
I wasn't able to pin Fred.
You can't pin Fred?
No,
I did.
Oh, you did. Okay. Now you can see what he's doing. You just do this a couple of times, with your breath in a slow motion.
Is this supposed to be on the ground or in the air?
It's hovering. It's almost on the ground, but it's not quite. So in all of my classes, I'll have a model. One of the students will be a model because it's hard for me to talk and demonstrate at the same time. I tried that in the beginning, but nobody could hear me. And so this is the model, so to speak, that we came up with. I think you're frozen, Fred, but maybe you'll unfreeze in a minute. Hello? Hello? Go ahead and finish up. Are you okay? John, are you okay? John, are you okay?
Yeah, this is the best I've heard you. I had to switch spots because I couldn't stretch my arms all the way to the side.
Oh,
And then I had to move my computer because I can't see Fred, and I had to get the control to be able to arrow over to pin him. Yes.
okay.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
But he's blank.
Well, now you pinned yourself, I think.
Oh.
Have you pinned yourself? Because all of a sudden I see you.
I don't know how to. Oh, I can see Fred now.
Let me see something, because now I haven't. pin the video.
Hey, Mom.
Yes?
I think you can see whoever's talking.
Well, not if you pin Fred.
Oh, okay.
That's
No,
the
because
idea.
we're in a different screen now.
I'm sorry?
How do you pin somebody?
You go to the menu, the 3 dots in the picture, and you say, and you find that person and you say pin.
Pin video, okay.
And that's the way I teach because, I ask everyone in the class to pin the model, the student who's modeling, and then they get to watch. So hopefully everyone got to do that. That's probably enough, snow angels. Just stop, take a couple breaths. We've finished the supine triplet, learning triplet, and I'd like you to just tell me, here's what I'm going to ask you, I'm going to ask you to do this. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and sit up and tell me how you feel after your supine triplet. And the next set of movements is going to be, so tell us in chat what your experience was. I asked that not only for feedback, but part of Moveeasy, the Moveeasy system is to help you become more aware of how you move. And one of the ways you can get there is by asking yourself, because now that I've finished these 3 movements, what am I feeling? I'm waiting to see anyone tell me what they're feeling. I don't see it yet in the chat, but more maybe. Feeling good. Oh, you weren't able to do it all. What happened, John?
I missed the last one because I was trying to move. I couldn't move my arms.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah. You missed the last one, so you just did the 2 hip openers, basically.
And next time I'll be more prepared because I set up in an area that probably isn't conducive so much to this. Yes, and you will be, actually. Okay, missed the last one. Enjoy the reminder to move slowly. Feeling good. Caitlin, where are you? And then Betsy. I don't know. I don't think Betsy's really here.
I think she's muted. When I look at her, it looks like she's muted. So you can't hear her if she's talking to you.
Oh, unmute the audio.
Is she the one with the dog?
No. I'll make those, put on hold, hide, chat.
Now she's unmuted.
Okay,
Here
Betsy.
I am.
Is Betsy here?
Yeah. Sorry, I was having problems.
Have you been participating?
Yeah, through most of it. I kind of had my hiccups here and there, but I'm
Can
here.
you see Fred?
Yes.
Okay, good. Let's start on the second set then. Everyone needs to find a chair. Hopefully, it can be a couch, I suppose, if you want,
You
but
can look at my dog while I get a chair.
a hard bottom chair is best, like a dining room chair. And if you can't get one, what? Feeling it in your hip, huh, Caitlin?
What?
Caitlin says she's feeling it in your hip. So did you slow it down or make the movement slower? Yes, good. That's the answer, because what we're trying to do is remind our bodies and our nervous system that we can move without pain. And the way you do that is to move within your pain-free range of motion. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everyone sit in a chair with your feet on the floor. I'd like you to find some good posture, but I'm not teaching good posture, but I'm just going to put it out there that I want you to sit on your sits bones, not your tailbone. So just know that if you feel your tailbone, you're rounding your pelvis, and you want to lift up out of that and sit on your sits bones with the knees directly over the ankles, and the ankles the knees directly in front of the hips. So if you can't reach the floor comfortably, put a telephone book or something underneath your feet. Well, that is a little archaic, isn't it? A travel, picture travel book or two. Go ahead and take a few minutes to breathe. Notice your breath. And then you're going to bring your right bent knee towards your rib cage. So Fred's going to do that. And then at some point, he's going to cross his ankle, his right ankle on his left knee. And this is a hip opener. And the other piece of this movement is he's going to, with a flat back, without rounding his lumbar spine, he's going to fold forward as if he was a broomstick that was folding forward. And keep your chest up, Fred. Keep your chest up. And see how flat his back is, or it can be slightly down. You can look at an angle at the floor. So your chin is slightly tucked, it's more like that. So, but you're not gonna round your upper back to to complete the fold. This is a flat back forward fold. It creates a lot of strength along the upper back, and hopefully you can teach your lower back to just be stable while the upper back is supporting the move. Does everyone find that? So you're opening your hip, and then you're finding, stretching your lower back and stabilizing it, teaching the body to move intelligently at the hip. So come on back and maybe do that one more time. Literally, the spine is moving without the pelvis moving. So the hips stay on the chair, the spine moves forward, but it doesn't round. If you meet any pain or tension, make the movement smaller. And come on back and then switch sides. So this is a great position. First for a hip opener, and then just a lower back stretch and strengthen. So because you're not moving the lumbar spine, they stay straight. You're not rounding the lumbar spine. You're going to create a lot of stability in the lower back, which is what the lower back needs. And just repeat it a couple more times. How are you doing, Parvin?
I'm doing good, thank you. I can see everybody now.
Good, that's good. How are you doing, Dorothea?
Doing okay.
You're so far back, I can't see you.
Oh, I guess my chair is too far back.
How about you, Leslie?
I'm good, Mom.
Okay. All right. That's good. John?
Good, thanks.
Okay. We're going to go on to the next one, except I'm going to teach you. This is, well, material I'm looking at has my old chin tuck. I'm going to teach you my new chin tuck, my most recent, most favorite chin tuck. Let me say something about the chin tuck. If I had to tell you just three movements, when you had no more time and no more time to hear from me or no more time to do them, I would make sure I had a chin tuck and a hip hinge. And actually also probably a spine twist, which we're going to also do at the end of this sequence. So the second one is a chin tuck. It's really good to start to create some strength and stability in the cervical spine. And Fred is going to take his right hand and make a little cup out of his hand. And he's going to put it in front of his cervical spine, under the chin, to create stability there. And then take his other hand and take it and put it on the back of the head at the base of the skull, the occipital ridge. And then he's going to pull up on the back of his head. Can everyone feel that? This is, if you can't get your hand up to the back, just do it without putting your hand back there. So for some people, this reach behind is going to be hard. But if you can get there, you're going to actually use the hand that's on the back to lift the occipital ridge, or the base of the skull, up.
Hey, Via.
Yes.
That video you sent out recently showed that when the hand is cupped under the chin, the rest of the fingers form a fist. Is that not?
Did they say, is that what they said? Form a fist?
Yeah, the other three fingers form a fist to like block the movement.
Oh, like this? So it goes like this then? Like this?
Yes, Fred's got it.
Okay. That's okay. Do you like it better? I'm adaptable. If that feels better to you.
Yeah, it doesn't so far.
So the idea is that the front hand is creating stability here, because what happens when people chin tuck is they tuck too much. They do more of a tuck than a lift. This is really more of a lift. This is a lift with the bottom cervical, the bottom of the neck staying stable. This is actually going to fix forward. If you repeat this, this is, you keep chin tucking as often as you can. There's no maximum, no cap on this. If you do this, you're going to start, and if you're having trouble with neck and shoulders, if you're having, if you already have forward head posture, which a lot of us do, or any text neck, anything that from leaning over our computer. Anyway, that's what this gets at. So do it as much as you can. Yes, it's fine to do a fist, and maybe I'll switch.
How long are each interval? 30 seconds or 10
Well,
seconds?
I think just you could take a couple breaths and just make sure that you're doing a lift, because you're actually creating a traction. Can you feel that? Can you guys feel that? Where did Betsy go? Betsy, are you there? Darcia,
Here I am.
how are you doing with this?
I'm doing okay.
Do you like it?
My connection kind of keeps coming in and out a little bit, but it comes back, so
Okay.
I got it.
Let's go to the next one. And this one actually, like I said, if I had only 3 movements to tell you, I would say chin tuck, hip hinge, and then this one is a seated thoracic spine twist. So we're going to start, let's start on your left, Fred. We're going to start on Fred's left. This has 3 moves to it, so it's very simple and it's very precise. The first thing you're going to do is squeeze or retract the scapula on the left. So the scapula moves towards the midline or your spine, and you can feel your thoracic vertebra also making a little twist, at that point, part of the twist. And the next thing you're going to do is put your right hand on your left knee. No, is that wrong? Am I doing that? Yeah, no, right hand, left knee. And to create a little bit of framework for protracting the right scapula. So the left scapula is retracted towards the spine. The right scapula is protracted away from the spine. And then the third thing you're going to do is go ahead and move your head and chin and turn it to the right. Nice. So this is pure, if you take a yoga class, you're going to involve your arms in your spinal twists. And that's fine. There's nothing bad about that. But in terms of pure movement, and if you really want to work on spinal rotation in the upper back, which is a really important move for your body and one that we don't do very often, and it's very small, by the way, then this is the kind of thing you want to do.
You say put the right hand on the left knee and turn your head to the left or to the right?
Turn your head to the left.
To the left, yeah. I think you said right, but.
Oh, I might have said right, yeah, but I meant left.
Yeah, that's what I saw Fred doing, so.
Yeah, good, Fred. Thanks, Fred.
Correct here was when turning, then if I turn the neck so far that I'm feeling a stretch in the neck, I come back a little because this shows the upper back, not the neck.
Yes,
right?
really. This is yeah, that's right. And that's kind of the philosophy in Moveeasy, is to try to isolate. So Fred's right. If you start feeling this, somewhere else, back off. So that it's really still all about the thoracic spine. Come on back, and we'll do the other side. And go ahead and retract the right scapula, and put your left hand on the right knee, and protract the left scapula. So you're pulling the left scapula away from the spine. The right scapula is moving toward the spine, and then you just gently move your chin a little bit to the right. All about a pure scapula spine twist. So go ahead and you can repeat that another time. And what I want to say about a spine twists is that the body, we're mostly moving there are 3 planes the body moves in. We're mostly moving in the sagittal plane, forward and back. But we need spine twists and side bends to support our sagittal movement. And often our movement practice is missing that. So this spine twisting here is very important. And by the way, the lumbar doesn't need to be twisted. Just the thoracic spine, please. And the lumbar has less twist in it anyway, less rotation in it anyway. So keep your lumbar stable while you're twisting your thoracic spine. Go ahead and come on back to the center. Take a couple breaths, ask yourself how you feel. Good job, everybody. And then I want you to go ahead and come to your computer and tell me how you feel. So answer the question in the chat. How did this movement, this triplet make you feel?
Any movement, it feels good.
Okay. That's right. So our body needs this kind of
I know.
movement. Yeah. Darcy, how you doing?
Good. I think it was better in the chair than on the floor.
You like the chair better than the floor?
Yeah, I had more pain laying down doing those exercises, but it was better in the chair.
Okay, so yeah, and sometimes I know that when I first taught this class, I spent, we spent all the entire class on the floor, and people started noticing it, I mean, you notice it in your lower back. So, that's one of the things you need to know, you need to monitor for yourself. And that'll change also.
Tell them to use this, it helps.
Yeah, that helps, right? Right. So you can support your lower back. So that is basically a typical Moveeasy101 class. We're going to close.
What are you doing?
Is it just you guys?
No, it's
We're going to close on our backs again. And let me try to help Dorcia get more comfortable on her back. So, Dorcia, can you pin? I can pin you. I can do. I want to pin Dorcia and see if I can make her more comfortable. Dorcia, can you look at your screen and see if you can change it so that I can see more of your back on the floor?
I got disconnected for a while. We're laying down.
We're cooling down. You are, so where do you hurt when you're on the floor? Lower back? Do you have some sort of a towel you can roll up and put there? Because that's going to make a difference. Okay, make it longer, skinnier, and tighter. No, make it more, make it longer than that, I think. I would say, maybe, and then roll it up really tight. And then put it under there, under your back, and see if that helps. And then you might, if you really, I'm gonna ask you to extend your legs unless that bothers your lower back. And if it bothers your lower back, I'd ask you to put up some pillows, a pillow underneath your knees, or 2 pillows, but something underneath your knees. Okay, everybody. So tell me if that's working. Better?
Yeah, it's better.
Better? Everyone take some breaths. This is a closing relaxation. Just become aware of your breath again. You could put a small towel over your eyes. Notice any changes in your body as you close your movement practice, your Moveeasy101 practice. You know, our cells need nourishment just like they need food and water. So listen to your cells and thank them for nourishing, thank them for helping you practice, and listen to them thanking you for nourishing them, because that's what they need. Just a couple.
Popcorn's doing it too, Mom.
What? Oh, good. And then roll to one side or the other into a fetal position and stay there for a few breaths. So you don't want to come up to a seated or standing position from a supine position too fast.
Almost done, okay.
And then sit up. Come up to seated or standing, or, you know, you can be seated in a couch.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
And I did ask you how you were feeling before, so I'm not going to ask you that again, but I wanted to tell you that I'm going to be sending each of you this class. This online class includes more than just the live class. It includes some online resources, and I'm going to send you a link to those resources. It includes actually a video on the chin neck tucks and some other interesting things, and includes a slide deck for this class, the slide deck for the live class. And it may, if the recording goes well, sometimes I have technical difficulties, so I hate to promise a replay, but we may have a replay also. And if you like this class, this 1-hour class, I'd like to invite you to join my 90-day course that is starting January 8th and is once a week actually once a week, a live class. And then I'm going to take you away so people can see my face, Dorcia. Oh, I guess maybe you guys can see.
We can see your face.
Yeah, we can see
I'm
Oh,
okay.
we're seeing you.
Okay, let me see something. Oh, somehow I have Dorcia.
You pinned her. Now
I
you're
pinned her,
okay.
but now I've unpinned her.
Yeah, I see you, Mom.
Okay, there. Now I see you. Well,
Oh, that's-
this is one of the to me, it's one of the interesting things, and is that we get more and more technically savvy as we go through this class. So you actually gain movement skills and technical skills. Yes?
For me, I didn't pin anybody. So when you're talking, I see you, but then when somebody else talks, I see them flash up for a little bit and then you come back.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know if that's.
yeah. So you
Everybody else?
you didn't get to see the model.
No, I saw them very small.
Oh, you saw him small. Well,
Well,
that's an option. You guys control your own viewpoint, actually, always. So
Hand at all.
anyway, I'm glad you came, and I like I started to say is I teach this class for 90 days. It's once a week with a Q&A also. So once a week, new movements, and then the later in the week, a Q&A or practice session. So, and some other online resources. You'll get a sense of online resources when I send those to you. So if you're interested in that, just contact me at Moveeasy101.com. And if there are any other questions, please put them in the chat. And I think, well, we have some time. Actually, it's interesting. I have one clock up here that says it's 1:02 in Mexico, but my other clock says we have some 7 minutes. So let's do some questions. And do people have questions or comments?
Yeah, I have a question on the cost, Via. What is the cost for the 90-day course?
It's $395.
$395. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And pay you down here?
There's a link. I would send you a link. You can pay me on PayPal.
I can't.
You can't get to PayPal.
Now it wants my US phone number on there and it won't allow a Mexican phone number.
Oh, okay. So you and I can talk about that. That you're going to be an exceptional case. Generally, my PayPal is my payment method. Yeah. I don't have another payment method. So,
okay.
But we could, if you're interested, yeah, we can talk about that. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
so it's 90 days, and how many actual sessions is it?
It's 11 weeks, 11 sessions, 11 classes, mm-hmm. and then a Q&A, which is like a practice, and people come back and it's review. And actually, as the class goes along, you can ask questions about anything. But so it's actually so in that sense, it's 2 sessions a week, mm-hmm. and then lots of online resources.
And you're doing it still on Mondays?
It's going to be on Monday. Mm-hmm. I think so. I think it's going to be on Mondays. I mean, if I had a group of people that mostly they wanted to be on Tuesdays, it's an arbitrary date, but I have to start somewhere. So Mondays. Yeah.
Great.
Anyone?
Thursday is a really good opportunity to make adjustments.
Yeah.
Because remember that idea about what I've been doing for a long time is exercising the dysfunction, thinking I was doing the right thing. It's a body. My body goes back to doing things very subtly, but in a non-pure way. It takes a while. Well, so I find the Q&A is a good time to ask that question and to make sure that you're moving purely. And I was quite surprised that Via can see well enough to see you well enough to tell. It's very, very subtle. I mean, I can't tell it until it's pointed out to me. Right. And then take time to see what that feels like. That's when it's been really helpful. Is slow down, smaller. At first, it felt like I'm not doing anything. Oh yeah. When we were doing that outward leg out to the side. If you do that real slow and small, for all of a sudden you start vibrating because I'm weak in that area. But if I do that fast and I'm pushing weight, I feel strong. It's not. I'm compensating. I'm using other parts of my body to be able to do that when I'm moving fast. That's that.
Yeah, that's Moveeasy 101 in a nutshell. That's what science is telling us now is, by the time we're, not so old, I mean, by the time we're in our 50s, 60s, 70s, we have a lot of compensation patterns that are going on. And they're going on because we injured ourselves, or because we watched someone else move that way, or because they told us to push at the gym. And we did it. And now we have all these habits, and we need to slow down so the habits can change. And that's the injuries that people, if you go to your doctor and the doctor says, what can I tell you? It's old age, which is, it's kind of a common, or deal with it. This is a, you can expect this as you get older. The answer really to that is no, that's not necessarily the case. If you can start to move better, intelligent movement is good medicine. And once you can start to move better, you're going to not have hip issues, and you're not going to have lower back issues, and you're not going to have upper neck and shoulder issues, and the feet. So all of that changes as we start to move well in the large joints. So it's like magic, except it's not magic. As Fred says, you don't do this for me. You tell me, give me some tools so I can do it for myself. So yeah. Anyone else have any questions? Parvin and Fred have already enrolled in the class, so they're going to be part of the class come January 8th.
I'm happy somebody giving me instruction what to do.
Yes.
I'm doing wrong. Nice seeing all of you.
And what do you like about Moveeasy 101, Parvin?
I like to have a discipline, more discipline than I am doing to myself. And you gave me a chance to have instruction to look to myself. I want to stay healthy as long as I live, but if I go, I go. But as long as I'm alive, I'm alive. And you're giving me a chance, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I think we can go out and call it a day on that one. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie.
Bye.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
You know
Year.
Ginger talks like you, Leslie.
What?
Just listening to you, Ginger talks like you.
Sounds like me? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Now I have to figure out how to do this.